Welcome back to Star Wars Community. Today I wanted to discuss the possible matchup for Luke Skywalker and Supreme Leader Snoke in Star Wars Episode 8. This is only my personal theory about how I think it's going to take place, so please feel free to share your own theory in the comments below. The duel between these two is certainly inevitable, and I think it's really a question of when rather than if it's going to take place. It is possible that they would save this for Episode 9, but I believe we're going to get the duel in Episode 8 since they will follow a similar pattern to The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke and Vader faced each other only to have a rematch later in Return of the Jedi. We know from where Episode 7 concluded that Supreme Leader Snoke would be training Kylo Ren and Luke would be training Rey. The fate of these two is tied closely to their masters, so any conflict these two will share will be heavily connected with Luke and Snoke. With Luke and Snoke both being masters, they are in all probability too far above the level of Kylo and Rey, so in Episode 8, neither of these two are really going to pose any threat to Luke or Snoke for that matter. So I wouldn't really expect us to see Kylo and Luke duel beyond anything but like a brief skirmish, and the same goes for Rey and Snoke. So this really leaves Luke and Snoke to face each other in battle by the end of Episode 8. Now we know from what we've previously seen in Episode 7 as well that Snoke and Kylo are both searching for Luke, and Episode 8 is going to be the time when they finally do find Luke. And obviously with Luke they're going to find Rey, so I would expect the four of them to meet at the climax of Episode 8, probably in Part 3. We have yet to see much of anything of Snoke, and we don't even know if he wields a lightsaber for that matter, but I would find it a very odd choice and very anticlimactic not to have him wield a lightsaber. After all, he's been teaching Kylo, and Kylo uses a lightsaber form that is very different in style to Luke's, and it is likely a form that Snoke himself uses. So the way I would imagine the duel would go down is with Luke and Rey against Snoke and Kylo, but I do firmly believe in this situation Luke would actually have the upper hand over Snoke due to the injuries Snoke is still dealing with. So I imagine at some point early in the battle, Rey will be incapacitated by Kylo Ren, who has improved significantly due to carrying no injuries in this battle and controlling his emotions, which will help him embrace the dark side fully. I think Rey being incapacitated will probably be a result of losing her hand much like Luke did, but it's going to force her to watch the battle from the sidelines as Luke is forced now to take on both Snoke and Kylo Ren at the same time. I know I'm not alone in wanting Luke to slap some sense into Kylo Ren, and this would be a good opportunity. I think it may be very unlikely, but something I would definitely like to see is Luke using two lightsabers at this point in the battle to fend off both Kylo and Snoke. I imagine the end result of this battle is going to be Kylo suffering further injuries as a result of the battle with Luke, and essentially the battle ending in a tie where both sides are going to be forced to withdraw. I can't see Luke dying in Episode 8 because the fan outrage would be insane since we got, 10 seconds of Luke in Episode 7 without a single word spoken. Anyway, this is my own theory, so please let me know yours in the comments below. New Star Wars content Monday, Wednesday and Fridays here at Star Wars Community.